Coming up in this edition of Fifth Gear Web TV, Graham shakes off the office again to meet up with American rally driver Ken Block, and I test the new 320 bhp Vauxhall Insignia VXR. Welcome to Fifth Gear Web TV, the best place on the web for both sensible automotive advice and useless car facts. First up, here's the news. Land Rover has announced that its long-awaited LRX concept will go into production. The baby Land Rover will be built at the company's Merseyside plant and has an on-sale date for 2011. There are no details about engines just yet, and the firm won't confirm whether or not the production car will remain as a three-door, but Land Rover's design director has announced that it will remain true to its floating roof concept design and will be sold alongside the current lineup rather than replacing an existing model. Bugatti has released details about its stunning new Galibier concept car. It's a four-door, four-seater super saloon that could go on sale in 2013. It shares the same aluminium W16 engine as the Veyron, but comes equipped with two superchargers instead of the Veyron's 4 turbos. It's also got 8 tailpipes, a part carbon fibre body and a luxurious yet minimalist dashboard with a clock that can be removed and attached to a wristwatch strap. The boss of Bugatti has pointed out that the Galibier may not even go into production at all, but is one of several possible designs for the next model. However, if response is good enough, then something strongly resembling the Galibier will become a reality. And finally, American company Fisker Automotive has secured a $500 million loan from the US Department of Energy to create affordable plug-in hybrid electric cars as part of the government scheme to get 1 million electric cars on American roads by 2015. Fisker, which seems set on world domination, already has a model in development, set for production in 2011. It's called the Karma, a four-door coupe which produces 403 horsepower and is expected to have a 0 to 60 time of around 6 seconds. It'll be powered by lithium-ion batteries and a petrol engine capable of a range of 480 miles. Fisker says it can theoretically get through just 1 tank of fuel per year if it's driven fewer than 50 miles a day. The Karma is priced at around $40,000 US, and Fisker will also be using some of its newly acquired $500 million budget to make a family-friendly plug-in hybrid for 2012. American rally driver and all-round action sports legend Ken Block has recently been throwing some shapes around Silverstone in a car. So we duly dispatched Graham from the office and told him not to come back until Ken was his new best friend.
Ken Block has been a professional snowboarder, skateboarder and motocross rider, and more recently he's turned his hands to rally driving. As he's American, his definition of rallying is a little bit more extreme than most, which is probably why he holds the record for jumping a rally car, which, by the way, is 171 feet.
Graham, nice meeting you.
Andrew, thanks for inviting us down. First of all, tell us why we're here.
This weekend is the launch of Dirt 2, so we're here at Silverstone to have a little fun with the car and have everybody come out and try out the game.
So what kind of involvement did you have with the game as it was developed?
Well, Codemasters brought me in about a year ago to being a test driver to make sure that, you know, from my expertise, and we could get the dynamics of the car and the game to feel about the same.
Because it came from Colin McRae Rally, which I can remember playing on I think a PlayStation 1 or a PlayStation 2, which I used to love. Yeah. It was a kind of really good blend between an arcade game, which was a bit easy going, but actually with a little bit of skill as well.
And that's the thing, they've got the racing dynamics of the car down very, very well. It's very sim-like, that it's very much like real life.
I always thought when Colin McRae was around racing and rolling cars, crashing cars, I thought that was pretty exciting. But now you seem to be doing jumps and gymkhanas and getting millions of hits on YouTube. So are you kind of consciously taking rally in a new direction or just doing what you enjoy?
Well, I grew up skateboarding and snowboarding and riding dirt bikes, and 99% of the time I was doing that, I was not competing, it was out having fun.
Yeah.
And rally for me was really kind of the opposite.
Okay.
I'm a competitor at heart, but the car is just so amazing that I want to use it other places than just in the rally stage. Yeah. It's just a matter of having a lot of fun, and really at the base it's what Colin loved too, you know. And he and I, you know, before he passed away, I had a good banter about that type of stuff. And when I did my first jump for Stunt Junkies, I emailed him a photo, and his email response was, if that's real, you know, talking about the photo, if that's real, I'll eat my driving boots. So I said, well, get ready to eat those boots.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to be in Sebastian Loeb's car earlier this year at Goodwood Festival of Speed in the passenger seat.
Lucky you.
Yeah, very lucky. I'm with the two most kind of well-renowned rally drivers of the moment in 1 year. I'm doing well.
Right. Putting me next to Sebastian Loeb?
How do you rate your driving compared to his?
Oh,
completely different style? Or?
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near.
Got a lot more years of experience to catch up to that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really the best rally driver ever, so.
Okay. I don't think he has quite as much fun as you, though.
Yeah, I
He's
don't know.
cool, calm and collected, and you're off doing jumps and having a laugh. I think I prefer your way of doing things in a way.
Well, you know, my avenue is the one that's open to me right now, and I'm making the most out of it.
So all this talk of computer games, I'm itching to have a go.
Yeah, have you played it yet?
I haven't played it yet.
Ah, very good.
Show me the ropes and I'll take you on.
Yes, very good. Well, let's go do that.
Let's go. Chat over, we headed next door where some Xboxes had been conveniently set up. Could I beat Ken at his own game? So have you played any other rally drivers at this?
Yeah, Chris Meek have played.
Oh yeah? Did you beat him?
We didn't play this stage, we played a different stage that he played at Goodwood. He actually had it down quite pat. I couldn't beat him.
You couldn't beat him? Okay, I'm going to jump. Clearly the answer was no. Congratulations.
No, thank you.
Thanks
That was
for the
very
game.
fun.
But enough pretending to drive like Ken, it was time to see him behind an actual steering wheel. Outside in one of the garages was his specially prepared Subaru Impreza WRX STI, which chucks out more than 500 horsepower and 450 pounds-feet of torque. And I'd been invited to ride shotgun. With the fairground-themed course suitably strewn with chunks of tyre rubber and a smoky haze, the only thing left to tackle was this 50-foot jump. A mere walk in the park for Ken, something I'd only ever done in my bedroom, on my computer.
That was absolutely awesome. I'll tell you what, I've been in planes that have had rocket landings. You did well.
Right, now time for some new car business. Vauxhall has unleashed a saloon car upon us. It's got 320 brake horsepower, four-wheel drive and a couple of bad boy exhausts. It's called the Insignia VXR and I have tried to tame it. Over the decades, Vauxhalls have been criticised for being, well, dull. But one thing you can't criticise the manufacturer for is choice. This is the list of Citroën C1s currently available for you to buy. This is the list of Vauxhall Corsas on sale. See what I mean? The same can be said when you compare Ford's Mondeo to Vauxhall's year-old arch-rival, the Insignia. Plus, when it was launched in 2008, it came as a welcome relief from the cheap-feeling, lacklustre Vectra that it replaced. But with so many variants on offer to families and salesmen up and down the country, is it a case that the Insignia has been spoilt for choice? Well, in a valiant effort to steer the Insignia away from becoming insignificant, Vauxhall has given it some sparkle, added some steroids and given it a few more horses under the bonnet and come up with this. The Insignia VXR. This is definitely the best looking Vauxhall I have ever seen. It is a good looking car. It's lower, meaner and moodier than the rest of the range. And these whopping great 20-inch alloys are definitely this car's wow factor and worth the £1,100 option. But don't go anywhere near a curve though. Around the front, these vertical vents are new. Gone are the metallic horizontal slats, and then all the way around the back there is a bespoke bumper incorporating two Fat Boy matte chrome exhausts, and all of that gives it a really strong look. But is it strong enough to outshine the premium brands? Well, for starters, it's got the price and the performance to match them. £31,000 gets you 0 to 60 miles an hour in 5.6 seconds, so it's just as quick as a BMW 335, and it's a grand cheaper. The engine is the same 2.8 litre V6 turbocharged unit that was in the Vectra, but thanks to some ECU and some turbo tweaks, it is more powerful at 320 brake horsepower. But the power delivery isn't particularly smooth until the turbo is up and spinning, and even then it's not as silky smooth as its rivals. Unusually for a company that predominantly makes front-wheel drive vehicles, this Insignia has an adaptive four-wheel drive system, and it's the first VXR badged car to do so. You barely notice that fact though, because it really does drive and feel like a traditional front-wheel drive car. It's just got a bit better grip when you go round corners. With the suspension in the standard mode, the VXR is a bit stiffer than normal Insignias, but it is very comfortable on the commuter run. However, if you do want to toughen things up, then just press the sportier Sport button, or the really hardcore VXR button, which stiffens the dampers, sharpens the throttle response and the steering, which goes from being poor to being just about decent. Also in VXR mode, the exhaust note sounds fruitier, and very importantly, the backlights on the dash here change colour from white to red. And when you want to calm things down, the Brembo brakes are big enough to rein it all back in. All that fun though comes at a price. Even when you're not in the thirstiest VXR setting, this car falls considerably short on fuel economy when compared to its rivals and their more refined engines. They'll do about 30 miles per gallon, this thing just 24. It doesn't fare very well when it comes to carbon emissions either. 268 grams per kilometre of CO2 puts this into the top tax band M, so it'll cost £405 a year. That's nearly £200 more than the competition. It does have a pretty well laid out cabin. The controller here for scrolling through the computer menus and the electronic parking brake have a premium feel, as do the materials used. VXR touches include this silver trim in the steering wheel and these deliciously over-the-top Recaro tombstone seats that have been designed to give maximum comfort on all your road trips, including any track day antics. They mirror this car's character really well, which is no shrinking violet. If you like to be brash with your cash, then the VXR will make a good companion. It'll get you noticed and get you from A to B with a little grin on your face. If, though, you like sophistication, then the Audi S4 is the better choice. But for me, the BMW 335 is the no-brainer here. It costs £1,000 more, the same price as these alloy wheels, but it oozes sophistication and its rear-wheel drive chassis is a dream. I like a trier though, so I'm going to give the VXR 7 out of 10. That's it for this edition of Fifth Gear Web TV. Join us again in a couple of weeks' time where we will have a special two-wheel edition featuring the comedian Ross Noble. You won't want to miss it.